Meantime, officials at the Ministry of Health continuing to strengthen protocols as they notice that some residents are still not adhering to the national lockdown to stem the spread of COVID-19. Jiminy DeSwain says other concerns also center around the effective testing methods.
It seems persons ordered to be in isolation due to COVID-19 concerns are not compliant. At last report, close to 900 persons were said to be in quarantine. Health officials are now looking at ways to tackle the issue. Director of Public Health Dr. Pearl McMillan says people who have been asked to self-isolate have not been doing so.
So we are actually reviewing and revisiting how we could potentially strengthen that, as we realize that that is a key component of us being able to actually control what is happening as it relates to new cases. So we are, as I said previously, we utilize both methods of either self-quarantine, self-isolation, or mandatory, but we are definitely looking at how we will strengthen our monitoring and ensure that persons actually self-quarantine and self-isolate when we ask that to happen.
Consultant and former Chief Medical Officer Dr. Merceline Dalregis shared some considerations health officials are mulling over.
On what might be used to facilitate contact tracing. And I'm sure that question is predicated on the use of bands, hand bands with a chip in it, and to work with the telecommunications companies to really identify the location and the compliance. That has been the most recent suggestion, recognizing that we don't have enough ankle bracelets.
Meantime, internationally, Apple and Google have teamed up and suggested ways to track people using apps to collect data for contact tracing, as well as making sure people are staying home. Others also include symptom tracking apps. Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands explained what considerations are being given for testing for COVID-19. Officials plan on testing this weekend.
And so if you read, you will find that many countries have discarded hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of these rapid test kits. There are now better validated, tighter quality controlled rapid test kits coming on the market. And there are also rapid RT-PCR kits or molecular kits coming on.
He also addressed whether the move by the United States President Donald Trump to pull funding from the World Health Organization will impact the Bahamas as we get tests from the regional arm of the WHO, the Pan American Health Organization.
And so the work of the WHO and PAHO will go on, notwithstanding the geopolitics of the moment. There's very little doubt that the world will not be able to respond in order to sustain this vital function.
Health officials say some 26 additional COVID cases were averted during last week's 5-day lockdown. Jiminy DeSwain, ZNS Network News.